basketball. They want you to like them on social media and real life, but more importantly on social media. Trenton and Ryan. It's a Trenton and Ryan. It's a Trenton and Ryan. The Trenton and Ryan Show. The Trenton and Ryan Show. Watch out! Do 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 do. What's up, dude?
Dude, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute, man.
You look good. Did you get a haircut?
No, it's the mustache. I'm going for,
it.
honestly, I'm going for the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift look. You know what we called him? We call the Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift fans travesties.
Travis. Travis. No, I wanted to work between them, man.
Oh wow, that things that will never happen.
I mean, so Zoe is like so against it because she's like, he cheated on his last girlfriend so many times. It's like, yeah, it's probably gonna happen.
Did he with Kayla?
I thought so. I don't know. It's like, I don't know him.
I don't know.
I've never hung out with the guy, but supposedly, the last Super Bowl run, she heard some story about like he's at P&L or whatever, just like drunk as can be, drunk as a skunk, making out with whoever's in the area.
Probably. Yeah, it's Travis Kelce. Probably that seems like it's on brand for him, but I don't know. I don't know.
So yeah, I don't know if he's.
But it's not like Taylor Swift for that
relationship. Sorry, but I don't know. I don't know if he's actually really ready for a serious relationship like that. But if it doesn't go well, she's going to get another platinum album, so it's a win-win either way.
Yes.
And if they work, then they're going to have like these beautiful, tall babies that are just like dunking basketballs before they hit puberty, or scoring touchdowns,
or writing songs, writing country songs first, and then going to pop music. Yeah.
At the Kaufman Center of the Performing Arts.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. 87 and running, baby.
Oh man. Well, we do have a lot to get to. What's on store here, man?
I got one more Taylor Swift joke.
Okay, cool.
So I know she's got to know what she's getting into because she knew he was trouble when he walked in.
Oh yes, and then yeah.
That's all.
Did you? Okay, we'll go over the game, the Jaguars game.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Did you hear the call on the game when Travis Kelce scored the touchdown? Ian Eagles call. He goes, oh, and Travis Kelce finds a blank space in the end zone. And it's just making all these references to Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I didn't make that connection, but you're right. They did do that. I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
it was hilarious. I was like, well done, Ian. All right, so what do we have on store, man?
So we can cut this part out. Are we going to the Chiefs Jags or are we going to the quarterback? Quarterback. Yeah, dude. So I was watching this Netflix show, Quarterback. Maybe you've heard of it.
Yeah, that's what we're going.
We've been reviewing all these episodes, and we're on episode 6. Under pressure.
Crushing down on me. Vanilla ice, baby.
No. But speaking of ice, cold as ice, the episode starts off in Atlanta, Georgia. We discover Marcus Mariota is nowhere to be found. Huh? Who? There's a new quarterback in town, and his name is Des something.
Desmond Ridder. They drafted him like in the 4th round. So they were always looking to have him be the guy. And once Marcus Mariota started losing a bunch of games, he got benched and for Desmond Ridder, the rookie. So yeah.
Yeah, so Dez played the last 4 games of the Falcons season, and it was really weird how it was handled because at that time
Right.
he, Marcus decided to get knee surgery. He had his baby, Micaiah Kai Mariota, who's so beautiful.
Adorable. Yeah.
Yeah, so I get it. You probably don't want a lot of media attention, but
Play football.
yeah, exactly. You want to be there for your family. But the downside of that was the public lost their minds. And so the media made this narrative about,
He went AWOL.
I guess he went AWOL, just didn't tell anybody. But Arthur Smith, think whatever you have your opinion of him, but he at least did the quarterback interview. He showed up.
Which was weird.
Yeah, and he seemed kind of genuine, I guess. Marcus
kind of answers as to why. I don't know, what his actual thoughts were as far as getting the surgery. Like it just kind of ended.
They do,
Arthur Smith seemed kind of he gave the political said something without actually disclosing how he actually felt.
Right. Yeah, I agree. But it looked like it was like somewhat mutual. It didn't look like there was bad blood between them two.
Maybe.
But
they had each other. They were with each other in Tennessee, so they knew each other, and that's why Mariota went to Atlanta.
Right.
And then he got surgery. Mariota got surgery, and that's the end of the Falcons chapter.
Da, 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 da.
Way to go! But you know what?
And then they went to Las Vegas and lived happily ever after. Until next time.
Yeah.
So then it cuts to Kansas City, Missouri, where we find my homeboy and Kelce Swift on the New Heights podcast.
Is he gonna change his last name?
Oh, man,
You think he should?
Dude, it's serious.
I'm on Team Travis.
Taylor, Kelce, Travis, Swift. That does have a nice ring to it,
Taylor, Kelce, Travis, Swift.
No, Travis taking her name. I think that sounds
Travis
better.
Swift.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Swifts in the NFL. We don't need more. And there's DeAndre Swift. There's Jonathan Swift. Kelce. There's a couple of Kelces in the NFL.
Yeah, that's cool. But anyway, so it basically starts off week 13. You might remember this game versus the Bengals in Cincinnati.
We watched that together.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we did, didn't we? We were
we watched it together, and it was a big game. It was a big game.
Yeah. Remember there was that Bengals fan there that was talking about like Burrow's been his only challenge. It's like, bro.
Yeah, and it's not Burrow. And I reiterate this: the Bengals have yet to win a Super Bowl. They have not won anything. All right, and they're starting the season now. I don't know if you saw this, Trenton, but they're starting the season 0-2, and they've looked terrible.
Oh no! Yeah, and I know that he's.
Don't say oh no. So, yeah.
No. Well, I don't want him to be hurt and like.
I don't think he's. Yeah, it's not like life threatening or anything. He can deal with it. Oh, we don't want to it's not like Mahomes hasn't. We'll get to this. Mahomes hasn't been hurt before and led his team to the Super Bowl.
That's awesome. So that's week 13. Is that when the week before that didn't they play the Jaguars last year? And that's whenever he had like the ankle thing.
No, that was the ankle thing happened in the playoffs.
That was in the playoffs? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the ankle thing happened to the Jaguars in the playoffs.
Yeah, because I do remember it was Jaguars and the Bengals, and so I don't know how that played out. But yeah, so anyway, they lost that game, but there was a couple cool moments that happened. Right. We had an Isaiah Pacheco touchdown And then we also had the Michael Jordan touchdown.
Jump from the free throw line. Or actually, they dunked it over a guy. It was hilarious.
It was like Air Mahomes, bro.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's like, bro, you look like Michael Jordan out there.
Yeah, and then he like falls like a sack of potatoes, and then gets up. He's like, "I did that."
Yeah, yeah, I know. He's so competitive. Love it. He's such a dog.
He's a dog.
Yeah, a dog.
A dog.
I can't do it like Pac-Man if he does, but yeah. So they won that, and they lost that game.
Yeah, the Bengals won that game.
Yeah, the Bengals won that game due to a Travis Kelce fumble that just turned the game around, and it just was like, okay. And after the game, like one of the coolest shots that I saw, because like Mahomes really wanted to win that game. So you could hear after the game, he walks back to the locker room, and I think they shut the door or whatever, and you can just hear go, like, and he was mad. He was very, very mad. And I'm like, man, I love that competitive nature from our guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that, my friends, was the last loss the Chiefs had all season.
Yeah. They talked about how at that point it was 0-3, Mahomes and Burrow, and one was.
See y'all at Burrowhead.
Not yet. That doesn't happen yet.
The Bengals are still talking trash. And not only are they, like, they've talked trash the last 3 games, all right? They've had Jamar Chase talk a bunch of trash. All they've done is talk trash, and they've lost all 3 of them. Guys, Bengals fans, stop talking trash. Okay?
Don't listen to Ryan. Keep talking trash so that way you get us full on board the series.
Such a terrible look. But whatever. Yeah. It was one of those. It wasn't a fun loss for the Chiefs. I'll tell you that.
No, but they'd be fine. It was a close game. It was still only a 3-point game. All is not lost. And then we come to find out later, because I thought about this too. I was like, there's no way they unleashed everything that they had, because Spagnuolo even talked about too, like they intentionally didn't give him everything on the defensive side, so that way they could have some surprises for him in the playoffs.
Yeah, we're coming back, baby.
Yeah. So then after that, they played the Broncos, and for a moment we get to see our old buddy Chiefaholic in the fur.
Oh, God bless him. What's he up to now?
I think I don't know if he's detained or not, or if he's on.
All the troubles I've gone, nobody knows.
I think he's probably behind bars, because he failed his bonds. So he bonded out, went on the run. They're probably not letting him out again until court's done. But I know he's filing not guilty. No,
he's gonna be in prison for a long time.
Yeah.
God, he was at that game, right?
Yeah, he was at every game ever since he was born.
Come to find out, that's how he affords to go to games, is by robbing banks along the way in the Nebraska, Iowa area around here. I don't know what's funnier, Chiefsaholic or the Denver Broncos.
They're pretty neck and neck there. So that game was such a blowout. I didn't even write the score down, but the Chiefs won that game. McKinnon had a sweet touchdown where Mahomes just like, whoa.
Oh yeah, like the whoop-de-doo. Well, the game wasn't a blowout. They were up by like 24-0, and then like the Chiefs do this, like when they get up big, they just like let off the gas, and then the Broncos started coming back, and the Chiefs ended up winning. But like it was way too close for which is what the Chiefs will do, and we'll talk about this more. The Chiefs are going to do that against the Bears this weekend. You have to know that.
Yeah,
they're going to
whatever, man. So anywho, we do that, and then there's the Seahawks game. They just kind of gloss over that. They won that one, and then
That's the Mahomes, the pylon touch.
Yep.
That was a great play.
Like a one-handed push up.
I done that.
Yeah. So cool.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's so cool. And then they go into their last bye week before the playoffs against the Raiders. Nation.
Good old, our buddy old Max Crosby makes another appearance.
Yeah. Beating up on old Mahomes boy.
Yeah.
He's like,
I still would want him on our team though.
Oh my gosh. Wouldn't that be so cool?
It would be cool.
Tranquil, Karlaftis, Chris Jones.
We'll talk about Chris Jones later. But yeah.
Bruh.
Like that, no one's getting a touchdown against us.
Yeah, I know. We'll talk about like the actual game, but like our defense is a flipping Great Wall of China on wheels right now.
Yes.
Anyway,
the Raiders game, it was. Do you remember? You remember that what was the play called that they ran?
The Arctic Circle of Death, reindeer.
Ring around the Rosies, I think.
Ring around the Rosies.
Didn't they? It was Ring around the Rosies, Arctic Circle. You say Arctic Circle of Death?
Yeah.
I don't think that's the name of the play. But that would be awesome. Yeah, the Ring Around the Rosies that played at Kadarius Toney, and then it got called back. In my mind, it didn't get called back. It still counts.
Yeah,
I was so mad when they called it back because I was like, "That's an all-timer." And then they called the refs do what they do, and they get boring, and because they're stupid, and they called it back. But anyways,
yeah, and then they just score the touchdown very next play.
Yeah.
And then they tried to bring that play back in the playoffs, and
and
tried to throw it away
in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. That's what it was, the Super Bowl.
The Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go. So one of the other cool things from that game was so it was Bichelle, backup quarterback, and Mahomes are talking beforehand about like the torch because it's like a light up torch, and he's like, yeah, the one at the Coliseum was real. You know, they would actually light a real flame on there, but that's the only stadium that Mahomes Senior and Mahomes Junior, Patty, they both played in that stadium.
Right. And you know the thing though is that Mahomes gets a lot of his dog mentality from his dad.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later, but you can hear him he goes, "Players make plays," and he's telling everybody in the suite that players make plays after in the Bengals game, and then so Pat Senior, what are you smoking on? I'm smoking on some Joe Burrow. Smoking on Joe Burrow.
I got a Philly blunt.
And him just walking. Oh man, what a family. Golly, I love. That they're good.
I don't know if I told you this story
Randy's
or
sweet,
not.
but Jackson's kind of weird. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jackson he's something else. But no, I don't know if I told you this story or not, but I think I read it on Wikipedia about Mahomes Senior, that he was so competitive, as a child, whenever he would lose a game, he would just not say a word the entire night and would refuse to eat dinner because he was just so mad that he lost a game.
Patrick or Pat Senior?
Senior.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I think that was pretty much it for Mahomes in that episode. Very Mahomes heavy, and
there's nothing wrong with that, but
it was really cool. I really liked that episode a lot. And then we get into our boy,
the main event.
Kirk Cousins.
Kirko Chains.
Dad of the year.
Man of the year.
Man of the house.
Yeah, right. That's true.
So it talks about him on Tuesdays, specifically it's family day. And so he doesn't go to the building, doesn't practice. He's there family man, looks at fan mail, goes and runs errands, spends quality time with his wife, and just very wholesome. And I don't know, I felt like I was watching like a BuzzFeed like top 10 thing or whatever, like, because I just felt so good, like, listen to Kirk Cousins talk. And he's a big reader. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. There's just so much to love about this guy.
Yeah, there's a lot to like because he's very introspective too. He's a lot to like, and also just man, like it's good probably for his mental health just to get away for like 1 day a week, refresh, come back, spend time with the family. I think it's cool. I think that and then the way that he was treating people at the bookstore was cool. Like he's just such a down to earth guy that you just can't help but root for him because one, he's a great seems like he's a great father and a great husband, and also I think he's a good teammate, and I think him and his coach have a pretty good relationship.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I'll touch on that in a minute. So, we only see one game out of Kurt Daddy, and it is a legendary,
the epic
comeback ever game against the Indianapolis Colts, week something. But yeah, they're trailing going into the half. I think like 33-0, 30-0.
Yeah,
32.
at home.
I know. It wasn't looking good.
His wife was like, and I think you and I both had the same thing. His wife said, I was about to leave. And we all thought she meant the marriage. But I think she meant the game. But
I think she did.
Maybe that game saved Kirk Cousins' marriage. Because
we'll never know.
His wife could have left him after. Honestly, I was about to leave. The game or the marriage?
It ain't worth. Tuesday ain't worth it.
Yeah. So it was. That was cool. It was cool seeing them come back like that, and just the competitive and how what goes through his mind during that comeback. Well, let's just get it to respectable, and then because this game was for the division. Like that game was for the division. They win that game, they clinch the division, they go to the playoffs. And to be down by 33-0 to the Colts. I mean that deserves relegation right there. Like if you lose to that team like that. So to have them come back and win that game, that's that should have catapulted them, I think, more than it did in the playoffs. But like that was just one of the cool things that I've seen.
It was, yeah. And one of the things that I thought was really interesting was the relationship Cousins has with his coach, because his coach talked about, when you're dealing with these elite quarterbacks, when they're good, they hold themselves accountable, and so you got to know how to coach them and how to say the right things in the right way, because they're under so much pressure that some people, you either got to pour water on them to get the fire going, or you just got to pour gasoline on it, and that lights their fire. And so he didn't want to say the wrong things to Kirk because it could have went a lot differently, but somehow his therapist and his family and everything that motivated him to keep him centered, it was effective. It's crazy.
Right. Did we touch on the Chiefs Texans game? Was that?
We didn't. We just kind of glossed over that because, there was just a lot that just kind of got left out. It just kind of skimmed over a lot of it, but that was a weird game.
It was a weird game. So the, you said something about that coaching the quarterback and when to put them to make sure that they are put them success, but when to hold them accountable and rein it back, and not to put too much information in their head. And it reminds me of like what's going on with the Bears right now, because I don't know if you noticed, but the Bears had a week. They had a crazy week. Whatever's going on, they call it Hallis Hall, but whatever's going on in Hallis Hall, I don't. I guess so. I guess yeah. It doesn't. It's not conducive to a winning culture, obviously. And so the Bears actually they fired Lovie Smith, who was the defensive coordinator for the Texans game, back in like 2007, I think, around there, and 2006 maybe. And they really haven't had a winning team since.
No.
They had a winning record, and then they fired Lovey, and it was after going 10-6, and then they haven't had a winning. It was just like, well, that's what you get.
Yeah, Lovey's a good guy.
So, but there has to be that good symmetry between the quarterback and the coach, and it showed with, I think Cousins has it with gosh, I forgot his name. McConnell. Kevin McConnell.
Yes, sir.
McConnell.
McDonald.
I don't have notes. O'Connell, McDonald. Anyways, so they have that. He has that. Whereas Justin Fields, I know we'll go into it more once we go into the Chiefs, does not have that. As a matter of fact, ask me a question. Like, why are you struggling right now? Ask me that. This is what Justin Fields said at a press conference.
Why are you instructing right now?
Struggling.
Why are you struggling right now?
Could be the coaching. What? That's what he said. I mean, he said it like, but, and then he was like, I was taken out of context. I'm like, no, dude, you meant
taken out of context. They're not making you run the ball.
He may have been right. There was probably a lot of truth to what he's saying about how the coaches are giving them too much nonsense. But man, just to say it like that at a press conference, wow,
He's
wow,
done.
Okay. So it should be a fun game this Sunday versus the Chiefs, where because the defensive coordinator for the Bears quit, and then,
abruptly. Think about his health and wellness.
And then apparently, I don't know what's going on there. Maybe his house got raided by the FBI.
I mean, Pat McAfee said it happened, but
Pat McAfee said it happened.
And a couple news articles said it happened. Who knows if it did?
And then no one. And if we can't transition to the Chiefs' upcoming opponents, but no one from the Bears wished him luck. They just said, we're moving forward. What? Like, usually if somebody has health issues, they're like, oh man, we're rooting for the guy. Like none of that.
Nope.
Like, well, he's not here anymore. We're like, so.
I think they're just unempathetic in Chicago. They're just
there's got to be way more.
Coach is about $10. Give me a chili dog.
Vienna dogs are great, man. Delicious. Anyways, you would think that they would have more sympathy, but we don't. Again, what's going on. So
I don't think I want to know what's going on.
I don't know if I want to either.
I might cry.
I don't know. There's just a lot of weirdness going on, but I know that none of the Bears have said, "Oh man, gosh, we're our hearts are with the coach."
Hats off to him.
No, none.
He did so much for us.
None of that. It's hey, we got a job to do to prepare for the Chiefs, and just
not a good time.
The verbal gymnastics that they say to not say that we good riddance. It's just like, hey, he's not here anymore. What can you do?
game goes on.
I don't know, but
we did the best we could with the circumstances we had.
I don't know.
Didn't put up enough points. Damn. So yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting, or it won't be, and the Chiefs will make
it was very interesting because Matt Nagy is looking to just he's gonna do a dance. He is gonna dance across that field because he was the coach. And listen, Chicago Bears fans, let me tell you something, okay? All right. All of this nonsense. Oh, Nagy was terrible. He's awful. He was terrible. Yeah. Nah. No, he listen, the guy went to the playoffs twice with Mitchell Trubisky, all right? It's not his fault that you drafted Mitchell Trubisky ahead of Patrick Mahomes. You had to, listen, eye test could have told you that was a stupid choice. All right? Eye test. All right, so, but Matt Nagy, he just ruined the Bears. No, he didn't. He took you to 2 playoff games. You're no better off now that you fired him. Matter of fact, you're a lot worse off because your coaches are leaving. They're getting raided by the FBI allegedly, and then Justin Fields is saying it's the coaching why he can't throw a ball to an open receiver. So, yeah. Yeah, it's a hot mess there, and they have a bunch of injuries. So,
they do. Their left tackle and their right tackle are injured.
Matt Nagy needs to dog walk these guys like they're miniature schnauzers on a Sunday afternoon in November because let's do them. Let's do this.
Let's dog it.
Before we get to the Bears game, the Chiefs though had to overcome a loss against the Lions, and they played the Jaguars.
They do. One more thing about the Chicago Fire was there's Art Williams. When he coached football, he said that he would always pretend that players would just, or people in general, because you could use this in any form of life, but they just have a neon sign on them that just says "Make me feel special." And good coaches, in my opinion, Reed's a great example of this, but they take your players' strengths and strictly focus on that and push people up, not tear people down. So even if you're Chicago and all odds are against you, no one has any faith in you, rightfully so. But you don't care about that. You get paid to do your job, and your job is to just be the best that you can be with the resources you have available. And even if you're playing with a Nerf football and training with Nintendo DS, that's what you got. And do that until your contract's over, then go somewhere better. I don't know.
So what you're talking about, who you're talking to is Chase Claypool. Because Chase Claypool, he's a receiver for the Bears that they got. He was supposed to be kind of like a get for the Bears last year. Has not gave any effort towards the team. Matter of fact, he's just missing a bunch of blocks on he just looks terrible. So, yes, you got to do it to your best of your ability.
It's a team sport.
It is. It's a team sport. And if you're the quarterback, you got to take accountability for some of your poor behavior.
Even if it's not your fault, take responsibility anyway. It's my fault that this guy's getting rated because I wasn't good enough in the last game. Whatever.
Well, look good. I don't know if I would do that. It's my fault that
right. You get yourself entangled in this.
It's my fault that I was rated. I told them all that. No, don't. There's something.
I sold them the drugs.
Yeah, I sold them that, or I gave.
I knew I shouldn't have, but it was such a good deal.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I wouldn't incriminate myself to the team.
No, but a good quarterback.
Did you see though? Hold up. You see that they're asking the Chiefs players, Mahomes had to give encouragement to his opponent because he felt bad for him.
That's just his
just tell
character.
him, hey, you be you, all right? You be you, and then go out and play your game, and do what got you here. And then Andy Reid's like, oh, yeah, they're they're going.
They're a great football team.
They're going through some things, and they'll get through it. It's like, what, the Chiefs, your opponents feel bad. I almost think the Chicago Bears right now, their organization is doing a rope-a-dope.
Right.
They're just
don't feel too bad for
them.
them.
Lull them, a false sense of ridiculous, okay, ultimately going to just roll out of here and show up to the game and we win. No, the Chiefs actually have to show up and play well. But whatever's happening with Chicago right now is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. Did you know that I.O. in Chicago was founded by Jerry Stiller and his wife?
I did. I think I knew that. Yeah. And Second City actually just got sold too a couple.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that eventually became Second City. Yeah.
Years ago. IO's its own thing.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
IO's its own thing, and then you have the Annoyance, Nick Napier. So, and then IO. Yeah, Improv Olympic is what it's called.
Sir.
So
yeah.
But
Chicago Improv.
And Fields is going to have to rely on his improv skills to be, because obviously that structure sucks. Whatever they have, obviously whatever system, whatever they're trying to do offensively sucks. So Fields maybe better just screwing around and finding out.
Yeah, nothing but option plays the whole game.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, and then because the Chiefs defense, and then the Jaguars, they showed up against the Jaguars. What were your thoughts on that game, dude?
Man, the defense balled out, and this may be, knock on wood, this may be the best Chiefs defense in the Mahomes era, maybe ever at this point.
Well, I don't know ever, because they did have really good ones in the 90s when I was a kid.
Yeah, they did have Derek.
It's really good. Yeah, the DT. God rest his soul. They're kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Now, listen, we all gave Chris Jones crap for sitting out. It was a bad look sitting out the first game in the suites with his agents, with Tweedledum and Tweedledummer, and looking like used car salesmen. Just sitting, watching his team lose to the Lions, and we're like, there's no way. My brother sent me a message. There's no way if he comes back. If he plays Sunday against the Jaguars, he's not in football shape. There's no way he can be productive. Wrong. He was really productive.
Bro.
He was a monster.
He was too productive. He wanted to play more, but Reed was like, "No, we're only going to do half a game."
Too productive. What?
Yeah. He wanted to do more, but Reed was like, "No, he's only going to play."
Oh yeah, I know. He was on a pitch count, but
yeah,
man, that dude balled out.
On tagging off the holdout thing, Pat McAfee also mentioned something interesting that perspective was a dog. He mentioned that maybe, and who knows, maybe we can be thankful that the agents potentially they coached him bad, and then maybe he's in the mindset I just want to raise blah blah blah, money talks, and then more money, no problems. But then the agents are like, listen, yeah, that's important, but we're running out of options here, man. I don't think they're going to budge. So, we need to get you back in the stadium, to get you back in the, camaraderie, and then, it's not about the money anymore. It's about being there for the team.
That should have been that way, starting July. But
yeah,
whatever.
No shit. But yeah, no, then they coached him wrong. They're not coaches; they're just agents.
No, they gave him bad advice, but
no show.
I will say that it was great to have him back. And they don't win that game without old Christopher Jones.
No, not at all.
And he's good. He may be worth the money that team is going to pay him next year.
And then Mahomes gets his money. Like not even.
Mahomes restructured his contract, baby.
So he can
All
get that
right
money
now.
next year.
All right now.
All right now, it's gonna be electric.
Yeah. So Mahomes in the Jaguars game quietly threw for 2 touchdowns and 300 yards. Did you know that?
Did you know how many touchdowns Trevor Lawrence threw that game?
0.
0.
How many the Jaguars had? And then you know what? You know who's looking really good is Trent McDuffie.
Bro, he is. He had some hella plays. So's Willie Snead when he's not, rolling on the ground. But
Okay.
Snead looks great. McDuffie, Karloftis, Mike Dana had a tag team
Greek.
stack.
Mike Dana is an unsung hero.
Yeah.
They look good. And you know what the
awesome.
thing is, though, is that Spags' defense usually start out like garbage. Like where we're just like, this is the worst defense of all time level.
Mm-hmm.
And then they look pretty good. They've held their own so far. So
yeah,
let's let Justin Fields keep losing, guys.
Bro, you know who else looked good? Freaking Jalen Watson leveling out a dude, catches a pass, turns around, boom, and then just right in the gut.
Justin, you're talking about Jalen. I get the Watsons mixed up.
I know, I do too. The Watson brother. The defense Watson.
They did, yeah.
Like collides with that dude.
That was right after Jalen or Justin Watson fumbled.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because that was a weird turn of events. It was like Mahomes threw. I don't know. Was it that Tony? He had to fumble. They recover it, and then
that was in the second half.
Okay, that was in the second. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was an interception. He threw like an interception, and to Watson, I think, and then, or no, Watson fumbled the ball.
Yeah, that's what I
caught it, fumbled it. Trevor Lawrence threw the lateral. That
very next play.
Yeah, the very next play. Then the Chiefs recover that.
I think Nick Wright may have been wrong on Trevor Lawrence. I don't exaggerate.
And then right after that, Mahomes threw the interception to Justin Watson, and then Lawrence got it. But then I think they eventually just turned it over.
It was a weird game because the offense looked so out of sync at parts of that game. A big part of that was due to, Chris Collinsworth and Mike Tirico, they get running their mouths about Juwan Taylor. The officials now are going to look into that. You know who else has been doing that? A lot of people. So they better call it across the league. And unfortunately, like when they said that, like they were going to keep an eye out for the offensive guards or the tackles, the way they line up, they only meant Juwan Taylor when the league put out that statement. They only meant Juwan Taylor. And Juwan Taylor had a target on his back this game from the officials. That was obvious.
Yeah, they made an example out of the boy.
They did, and it was stupid. It was dumb. Sometimes he, honestly, he may be doing it early, but, that wasn't called. That was never called. That was never called when he was with Jacksonville.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Never.
It's only going to make the Chiefs better. All right.
So the Chiefs, they had like, was it the third quarter? Like every series they had, they were in a hole. It was like 3rd and 25. And you're not going to win like that. So they got to straighten that up. And that's why their offense was struggling and out of rhythm, because their tackles weren't doing too good with the penalties.
No. There was a moment in the first half, too, where it was 4th and short, and everyone's freaking out because the Lions game, it just failed every moment. But this time there was life, and the unsung hero, Clyde the Glide.
No, that's not bad.
Almost on the sideline.
I am not giving him any unsung hero credit. The dude is the most I don't know.
Broke a tackle and got.
He did. That was a good. It was a big play. I thought you were going to talk about the one where Mahomes on 3rd and oh no, it was it MVS caught the ball, had the first down, and then ran backwards.
Yeah,
we didn't have the first down, and so now it's 3rd and 1, and Mahomes threw it to a lineman.
Yeah, he threw it to Donovan Smith. And it literally just stood there because he knew he was gonna get, and then someone just levels him out.
I was watching the game on mute. I'm like, why didn't he run? And then I come to find out that he was a lineman. So, like you're ineligible. But it was a good catch. It was better.
Yeah, he held on to the ball.
Yeah, it was better than a lot of our receivers have done.
We didn't even talk about Kadarius Toney. He kind of, avenged himself.
He did. I thought he had a good game. There was where he, he dropped the ball, but I think he'll be fine.
I think so too.
I think who I think avenged himself really well was Sky Moore.
Yes, he did.
He had a touchdown. He had a good touchdown. And then he had the play that sealed the game, which was the 3rd and 6. Mahomes does the Mahomesian things and just buys enough time, fakes out a guy to where the guy runs past him, and then just throws it downfield to a wide open Sky Moore, who was reading Mahomes all the way and was reacting. And so it was a great play.
It was amazing.
So, hats off to these guys.
Who did not have that great of a game was Richie James, dropping a flipping.
No, God forbid our guys can actually catch a punt.
Let the light get in his eyes, but it happened. It was a hot day. It was dumb, but he's
not having that great of a year either. I think he's done for the season.
I think he's gonna ball out. I think he's gonna do stuff.
Well, I think he's hurt. He's hurt. I don't know if he's coming back.
Oh no, man.
Yeah.
Him and Jody Fortson, I just can't get it together.
Oh, they are Mr. Preseason, aren't they? Yeah. So Sky Moore, and then the offense. I think originally, like in the fourth quarter, I was so impressed by the Chiefs defense, but I was impressed that the Chiefs offense sealing that game in that last drive. That was I think they did a good job of in the fourth quarter. They started to find their rhythm, and then Kelce dropped a touchdown pass that could have put them up more than 2 scores. But
yeah, and they did also have a Kelce touchdown pass that broke the franchise record for most combined touchdowns, like the
quarterback receiver touchdowns, and then Ian Eagle was like, Kelce finds a blank space.
Yes, sir. There was another. So yeah, Justin Watson, the receiver, he had that fumble that was not recovered, but later on in the game, I think it was the same half too. He caught a flipping dime. Down with a dude, with a defender, like wearing him like a scarf, rolling. Right. Still caught it. That was crazy.
No. They can make plays. It's just, man, they gotta cut the turnovers down. Because they had 3 of them in that half. I think the Chiefs. They won the game on the road against a playoff team. And they played like their C- game.
Yeah.
We need to start playing. Let's play our A game against these Bears, because the Bears, golly,
they're like a D+ team. Right. No offense, Bears.
No, they're very D-. It's a D- team. But Travis Kelce seemed a little angry. He seemed a little on edge. He had some frustration that I feel like he needed to get out.
He had his teardrops on his football.
Yeah, and I think when he got a couple personal foul penalties.
Yeah.
And, I think
he took his helmet off.
Yeah, he took his helmet off, and then he goes, "Oh, look what you made me do! Look what you made me do!" And that's travesties.
Yeah.
Let's hope he doesn't resort to just a bunch of hot-headed Kelce like he was when he first came to Kansas City. Let's hope he just chills out for a little bit.
I'm kind of worried about that. But at the same time, a little bit of chippiness is good because, in this day and age, what is it to be a man nowadays?
Well, yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah, you don't want to hurt your team.
no, you don't, or yourself. You're not allowed to hurt yourself or others, but
No, you don't. Yeah,
you do need to protect your family. That is for dang sure.
that is true. Yes, you
Uh,
need to protect your family and don't be a sus. Uh,
yeah, but no, that was Chiefs Jaguars week 2. Great game.
Yeah, frustrating, but actually satisfying game defensive wise, and that the offense will figure it out. I'm not worried about them, so
Yeah. Hopefully, defense keeps getting better, and the offense needs to get better.
they need to get better. Yeah, they do. Those tackles, the offensive tackles, the receivers, y'all need to come together and just say, "Hey, man, we need some discipline. We need some of that Eric Bieniemy in our face discipline."
Yeah, some commanding discipline.
Yeah, right.
Commanders football. And Jackson Mahomes, you definitely need some discipline.
Well, let's see. He needs to stay away from the team. Yeah.
Yes, be disciplined and stay away from the team. Maybe Kansas City altogether. But
and yes, definitely Kansas City.
Going back to Cali. But yeah, that was a crazy game. Any other thoughts on that?
No, that's about it. It was I'm glad they won. They're 1-1. Bengals are 0-2. Good job, guys. The Broncos, after their coach, was calling out the previous administration or the previous coaching regime, saying that was the worst job ever. They proceeded to start 0-2. So good job, Sean Payton, there for turning that culture around. So you know what? Hey, man, everything's still right in front of the Chiefs for the Chiefs. Right, the division, the Chargers are charging themselves so much, and the Raiders,
it's electric.
Yeah, the Raiders will never be a viable contender for whatever the Chiefs are doing. So,
yeah, enjoy it while it lasts. Yeah, I actually got my haircut a week ago by a guy who's a Raiders fan. He actually had a Bo Jackson vintage jersey. It was black with gold lettering. It was kind of
that's cool though. That's cool.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, I've learned my lesson from talking smack at football because I did it at work and then I hurt myself that day. So I'll never, because my boss is a Raiders fan. I was like, I'm never talking smack about football ever again. But anyway, so this guy and other people in the barbershop were going on about football, and they're like, yeah, well, guess who's 1-0? And they're like, yeah, enjoy it while it lasts. And he's like, oh, I will, because I know it won't.
No, it didn't, because they got dogged walk by the Bills, 38-10. So yeah. Their season's over with.
Yeah. But yeah, Kelce was on McAfee this week. Did you check that interview out?
I did. Yeah, he finally addressed the Taylor Swift rumors and saying that he invited her to a game and come on now, rock into it. All right now.
She got the dog of approval.
So yeah. Yeah, and then Kelce saying that he would do this for free, but Kelce also gets a lot of endorsement deals now, and I think that winning will get you this. Being productive player will get you a lot of way more endorsement deals than if you let's say sign a contract for money.
Yeah,
I think Mahomes actually makes more money for endorsements
probably
than he does.
I think giving back to the community also helps. Because at the end of the day, too, it doesn't matter what you do with all that money, but you do have to give some of it back because God can do more with your money than we ever can. So,
well, yeah, that's true. You have to want to. You don't have to. If you feel like you have to give it back, then don't. Then because it has to be out of generosity.
Sure.
I think Kelce has a generous heart. I think his brother. Him and his brother have a fun relationship. So his brother was mouthing off about that.
Yeah.
Saying it's 100% true, him and Taylor Swift. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, all because Tony Gonzalez's daughter wanted to know.
Right.
I got to ask you on live TV, but
Right. I know. Man. We shall see. I hope that Taylor Swift shows up for the game against the Bears and watches Kelce and Matt Nagy, Patrick Mahomes, all just have a giant party at the expense of whatever that franchise is right now.
some bear claws.
Right.
Bro, speaking of bear claws,
Yep.
apparently Kansas City has a black bear diner now. And I don't know if you've ever been there or not. It's kind of just like a Perkins or whatever. They kind of have like a bakery, restaurant type of thing. But they have bear claw French toast.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Oh my gosh. It is like carb heavy and delicious.
God, carb.
Battered bear claw.
Battered.
Gillified.
So delicious and so unhealthy for you.
With or without syrup.
Well, you got to do it with.
Yeah, dude. And whipped cream.
Okay.
But yeah, the Bears.
Yeah.
Land of the
Bears.
free.
Like, I hope that Taylor Swift writes a song about the 2023 Bears.
Right.
That's a travesty right there.
No. I hope her and Tech Nine do a collab. That'd be sweet.
Red Kingdom. Red Kingdom.
I could done like me.
Yeah, right. Red Kingdom.
King. But yeah, it's team money.
The Red Daddy. We will see you next week with our review of the Chiefs hopefully stopping the Bears and putting them out of their misery and into hibernation.
That's us.
Peace.
Peace.